It's true that the resolution that came out of the OAS meeting did not contain, the Permanent Council meeting, did not contain some language that we had hoped would be in it. But I think one of the things that you have to realize is, if you look at the resolution that came out of the OAS meeting, it had, 2/3 or 3/4 of what was in there were things that we very much agreed with and wanted to support. Whether it was a agreement that democratic principles needed to be followed, that human rights had to be observed, that and most importantly, that a true dialogue between the opposition and the government was necessary. The UNASUR meeting that was in Santiago after the inauguration of President Bachelet, I think, was encouraging in the sense that it acknowledged the importance of an outside party helping to mediate. Because unfortunately, the situation in Venezuela right now is so polarized that what we've seen so far is the two sides are not really sitting down with each other, and they may need help. In the end, I don't know exactly which group of outside mediators will be the right group. And I don't, in a way, I don't think that's for the United States to pronounce on, or even UNASUR to pronounce on. That's up to the Venezuelans, because what we've said from the beginning is, this is about Venezuelans talking to Venezuelans. We want to have a relationship with Venezuela. We want to get that relationship back to focusing on pragmatic steps, areas where we can cooperate. Surely, even in the most difficult of relationships, there are some areas where you can cooperate. That is very, very difficult, frankly. Number one, while there's an internal crisis in Venezuela, which is not about the bilateral relationship, it's again about Venezuelans talking to Venezuelans. And number two, when our diplomats are being kicked out of the country. Within a couple of days of 3 of our diplomats being kicked out of Venezuela for reasons that we completely reject, that they were doing things inappropriate for diplomats, within a couple of days of that, President Maduro announced that he wanted to appoint a new ambassador to the United States. So it's a little bit difficult sometimes to follow the signals, but I think that the most important thing right now is to understand that the dialogue needs to begin in Venezuela.